Hello and welcome back to the channel for another College Diff review. Finally, we have Legacy Prime Universe Dreadwing in hand, the brother to Skyquake that we got previously. This guy's just, a repaint of that figure, so really excited to take a look at this guy. Big fan of Transformers Prime, so really happy to see this guy finally being made. I mean, the original releases of this guy were not nearly as good as this Legacy release, in my opinion, so let's look at that today. You can get yours over at All Time Toy Store. Check out the link in the description below. And let's get to the review. So before we take a look at the figure, take a quick look at the packaging. So it's of course our Legacy Evolution packaging. You got Dreadwing on the front there. Legacy Evolution artwork on the side. Dreadwing on the back. Or Dreadwing. There's the top. There's the bottom. And then you do of course get your instructions, which are it's the same transformation as with Skyquake, so that is that. So the figure itself, again, same mold as Skyquake, just been repainted, and I'll bring in Skyquake in a minute so you can see the differences. But here's the jet mode. This is really nicely done in my opinion. The original Transformers Prime design was kind of based off of the F-35 stealth fighter, and this has been significantly changed from that, but I think still retains that sleek aesthetic the original had, and I think for a jet former, this is pretty darn compact, especially how big of a robot this guy actually is, given that he's a leader class. So you do have retractable landing gear on the bottom, fold up very nicely, so there you go. These pegs on the top are for needle nose. I didn't purchase needle nose, so I can't really show that feature off, but if you have needle nose, you can smack needle nose's jet on top and have a jet on a jet if you want. The cockpit does also open. Two nice seats in there, plus control, so very cool. And then of course you can store his big cannon in robot mode. It's the one part of the molding that is different. So you got numerous 5mm posts. You can just plug it in and have one gigantic cannon on the wing that of course would not meet weight and balance, but he's a Transformer, so do whatever you want. And this is blast effect compatible, so that is fantastic. So now for comparison with his brother, here is Legacy Skyquake. So these two fortunately never got to actually reunite in the show. So they were pretty cool seekers. And so of course, blanking on his name, sorry, Dreadwing has the Decepticon logo on his wings there with the wings, whereas Skyquake does not. Accurate to the show. You can see this guy's got gold paint apps too, instead of the silver on the nose. Different color transparent plastic used for the cockpit and the engine section. But the same mold, the same sculpting. There's the bottom. And then just for fun, here is APC Toys Megatron to add to the mix, just so you can get a sense of scale for how this guy stacks up with his leader. I have reviewed this guy as well, so check out the video, as well as the one for Skyquake. I will be going a little faster here with Dreadwing, given that I have already reviewed Skyquake. So there you go. There is that comparison. So I do want to make a quick note here. I didn't bring Skyquake's gun, but so Dreadwing does have a different barrel on the end, which is accurate to the show. Skyquake has more of the Gatling gun style, whereas Dreadwing has this more large single barrel. And then of course he has a red transparent plastic blade instead of Skyquake's is yellow. So let's get into transformation. To begin with, separate what will become the shoulder pads. This reminds me of the little legend scale figures as well, how they transformed. Then I like to just go ahead and untab the legs from the wings. There and there. And go ahead and straighten out the legs. So to do this, you want to actually rotate the leg joint around like that, and then rotate the thigh down. And then unclip this rear wing and tab it in up here. There's the tab there, slide there on the wing, just slots right in there. Does sometimes pop out, but eventually it'll stay in. And this is the first time I'm transforming this guy, so it might pop out a little bit. Same thing on the other leg. and flip out his toes. There you have the legs all done. You can kind of get a gear rock mode if you wanted to out of him, sort of. Then come to the arms, close up in, open them apart, like so. And then come to the nose, and just bend all of this down. The cockpit and the whole nose cone section, like that. And just leave all that out of the way for now. Oops, looks like I said popped off. That's not supposed to happen. It is actually kind of stuck in there. Fingers on that. Now that is a first. Seems like it's a little more wedged in there than it's supposed to be. Come on out. Let me wedge this up. All right, that was a funny little problem. That was all my doing, so I got that out, no problem. That was my fault. So there you go. And then next, you want to go ahead and split down the center here. This is a pretty big figure. It does require a little bit of space to work with. There we go. And then fold these tail pieces up just so you have some room, because you're going to need to flip all this around. So just spread all this out like so. And then you want to rotate all of this back and bring the arms forward just so you have some space after you rotate the wings back like that. Keep the nose cone out of the way for now. Actually now we do want to work on the nose cone. So next, just bring it down so it rests like this. Just keep kind of sliding that down. And then this is all on a slider. Here is whole torso. So you just want to slide it down until you can get the nose cone. You want to make sure this upper section is kind of pushed in. This gave me problems on Skyquake, but that went in pretty easily. Whoops. Just jinxed it, of course. So there we go. And now for the upper body here, want to rotate this piece around while also flipping the tail around so it faces up like that. Take that tail around, flip that up, and then you want the cockpit to stick through like that, and then just go ahead and close all of this up like so. And then you want to align all this so it slots into the backpack there. Actually, maybe before you tap it in, I want you to just align these slots on the side with the side of the nose cone, like that. And now tap it all together. See if that works a little better. Like that. Now we can work on the arms. It's all nice and tabbed in. All right. So for the arms, you just want to flip out the hands and then take this nice gap filler here, cover that up, and then extend the elbow joint here. Nice solid ratchets, pull it down, and then you can just set the shoulder pad on top. Same thing on the other side. Go. Extend the elbow. And shoulder pad. Make sure his head, oops, sitting a little further back. It is on a slider, which I think got a little stuck when I was transforming him, hence why his head just popped off, or maybe it was already off in the package. Couldn't tell. But here we have Dreadwing all transformed into his robot mode. And I think this guy looks pretty sick. The Transformers Prime designs, I think, are some of the coolest cartoon Transformers designs we've ever gotten. That was a fantastic show. Definitely one of my all-time favorites, up there with the likes of Clone Wars and whatnot. So love Clone Wars and love to see this guy back. And finally, modern Hasbro is doing Prime justice, as I think this is a fantastic version of this figure, much better than the believe Robots in Disguise versions that were released previously. See, it looks fantastic. Very nice paint. Go look at the face here. Nice silver, nice red eyes. He does have light piping. You just got to get the light in there, the right angle. I'm sure you get them to glow. Nice transparent red chest. Not something we see in the show, but I think a cool feature to give him some G1 aesthetic. Nice silver there. Not much on the legs. Those are just plain, but nice gold and everything. So definitely very well done figure. Very, very much like this guy. And his articulation, again, I already went through a Skyquake, but I'll go through real quick here. Again, is stellar. So you do get full swivel, up, down. You can also do back and forth if you wanted to. The shoulder pads can move out of the way, so you can do nice butterfly forwards and backwards. Very nice ratchets, shoulders, even better on this guy than on Skyquake. Bicep swivel, double hinge at the elbow, so definitely past 90. Wrist swivel as well. If you unlock the gap filler, you can get more range as well. Nice waist swivel, fantastic articulation at the legs. Very nice ratchets. Just about no hindrance to this guy's motion. You also do get double jointed knees, which is fantastic. Very good range. Do get, though I have to say, the weakest part of his articulation is the ankle rock. It's not a lot to it, but certainly sufficient. And his toes are also a little bit small. You know, like a little heel spur might have helped, but it probably would have ruined the whole jet mode a little bit, so don't mind. So you get toe tilt there as well. And of course, the wings are posable at 2 joints. So you got this one, as well as the end one, and then you can hinge these however you want. That is Skyquake. And of course, his accessories does come with his big Gatling gun, which you can wield like this. You can just pull out that handle, and you can have him holding with 2 hands, no problem. You can also pull out what looks like the ammo pouch, and this unfolds into his sword. So that is also pretty cool. So you do get 2 weapons with this guy. In terms of storage, you can use these tabs on the back. You could also plug in the cannon to the bottom of his arm if you wanted to, so lots of options for this figure. I think it is very well executed by Hasbro. Just to show you like his articulation, you can get this into his hand. It's like no problem at all. Even clumsy me on camera can get him into a somewhat mediocre-ish pose with 2 hands, which is not something that is particularly easy with most figures. And then of course you can have him just wielding it with 1 if you wanted. Make sure the gap filler stays in. Give him a sword, his other hand. There you go. There it is. Dreadwing all armored up. Now I transform as Skyquake for some comparisons. All right, and here we have Dreadwing and Skyquake together. So they look pretty cool. Again, apologies, I didn't bring down the weapons for Skyquake here, but you get a sense just of the brothers, if they were to have actually reunited in the show, how they look. You can see again, Skyquake does have the different Decepticon symbol than Dreadwing there for the, I believe it was the Seekers. So there you go, very cool. And just for fun, here he is with APC Toys Dark Master, aka Transformers Prime Megatron. I think they look fantastic together. I think height-wise they're pretty close. Megatron, I know, is maybe a little bit taller in the show, but certainly still is imposing over Dreadwing here. It's fantastic. I think I'm going to be using this guy with my Transformers Prime collection, so definitely really thrilled with this release here from Hasbro. And they have updated a few things from this guy. You can see that the tabs for the wings here actually do stay into the backpack. They updated those tabs for that slot connection, and so he's much more rigid than with Skyquake. So happy to see that. as well. Hasbro improving the mold and also providing us with a slightly different weapon. So very happy. Definitely check out the link in the description to pick yours up from All Time Toy Store. And until the next review, I'll see you then. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.